Hello, my name is Carl, and welcome to MiddleSchoolParenting.com, created to empower middle school parents just like you with information you need to support your middle school child. Our session today is on what do middle school teachers really want their student parents to know. Again, what do middle school teachers really want their student parents to know? Why is this important? It is important because the relationship between the middle school teacher and you, the parent of a middle school child, is an extremely powerful component in determining your child's success. Yet, so many parents go through the school year without communicating with their child's teacher, or understanding what to do, or for that matter, avoid doing to make the most of the school year. Lisa Capretto, a content writer for OWN, better known as the Oprah Winfrey Network, went straight to the source and spoke with the teacher, willing to reveal it all. And on behalf of teachers across the country, Stacey Nelson shared multiple things teachers wished parents knew before sending their children to school. Let's take a look at those guidelines. It boils down to three basic and fundamental things, and let's take a look at them. Guideline number 1 says, be respectful. Guideline number 2 says, be organized. And guideline number 3, be involved. I will talk about each of these guidelines a little more in detail. Let's start with guideline number 1, be respectful. Be respectful highlights 4 simple but important points. Let's take a look at each. Point number 1 says this: remember that I am on your side. Teachers truly care about their students and want your child to be successful. Your child's success is their success. Therefore, if your child's teacher contacts you about a problem or something that happened at school, understand that the teacher is asking for your help to resolve any conflict that may be getting in the way of your child's success. Remember, you all are all on the same team. Point number 2. Point number 2 says, trust in the teacher's feedback. Just because a child doesn't exhibit a particular behavior at home doesn't mean he doesn't exhibit that behavior in the classroom. If so, a teacher reports a particular behavior that you haven't seen before, don't rush to say, well, I've never seen him do that before, so you could not be telling me the story the way it really happened. It couldn't have happened that way. Remember, the classroom and the home environments are quite different, and oftentimes children behave differently when forced to follow rules and work with their peers. At least listen to what the teacher has to say, and together come up with a collaborative solution that you and your middle school child's teacher believes will work. Let's look at point number 3. Point number 3 says, don't show up unannounced. You know, it's great when you want to meet with a teacher to discuss an issue or just chat about your child. But don't show up at school without an announcement. Instead, schedule a time to meet. Not only does this show that you respect the teacher's time, as you would your child's doctor's time, dentist, or orthodontist, but it also gives him or her time to prepare for the meeting and provide you with everything you need to know. Point number 4. Point number 4 says, don't go over the teacher's head. Again, don't immediately go over the teacher's head. If you're having an issue with the teacher, your middle school child, the subject matter, or the classroom in general, talk directly with the teacher before going to the principal or administrator first. Teachers oftentimes say 95% of the time a problem can be resolved between the teacher and the parent with a simple phone call. Now, let's take a look at guideline number 2. Guideline number 2 says be involved. Be involved also highlights 4 simple but very important points. Let's look at each of them. Point number 1, check children's agenda and take home folders every night. According to the National PTA, talking with your children is one of the most critical steps of healthy parenting. But not only does this help you stay on top of updates and what's going on in your child's classroom, it also shows your child that you are checking in and what he or she does on a daily basis is important. Point number 2. Check homework regularly, but don't do the homework for your middle schooler. It's important to review your child's homework, but if she gets an answer wrong, take the time to help her understand why. Teachers say, please don't just tell her the right answer. That defeats the purpose of homework. Very, very important. Point number 3. Point 3 says, address behavior issues at home. You know, children don't enjoy getting into trouble. So when they come home and tell you about how mean the teacher is, keep in mind that they may be telling the story in such a way so that they won't get punished. If this happens, try to get to the heart of the issue and uncover the facts so that you can address it. Very, very important. Point number 4. Point 4 says, go to open house and parent-teacher conferences. A good parent-teacher relationship leads to a good student-teacher relationship. So don't skip open house. In the past, teachers have said, I've had parents that I have honestly never met in an entire school year. Teachers oftentimes say, it's really a sad fact. Use open house as a time to get to know the teacher, ask questions, uncover expectation, address problems, and find out what's really going on in your child's classroom. Our last guide, 2, is very, very important. As stated earlier, guideline number 3 says, be organized. This particular guideline highlights 2 but very important points. Let's look at point number 1. Establish regular routines. Establish a regular routine each night. This may include having children pack their backpack the night before to make sure that they have everything they need for school the next day. You know, the number 1 thing teachers say, students tell them is, I did my homework, my mom checked it, but my homework is left on the dinner table. I forgot it. Please do not allow this to happen with your child. It speaks to your effort and their hard work the night before. And when they have the missed opportunity to demonstrate to their teachers and others that they did their homework and mastered certain standards, it can leave them feeling pretty bad for the day and can actually ruin their entire school day. Let's look at point number 2. Point number 2 says, prevent the feeling of being rushed. As stated earlier, a simple evening routine can prevent this and prevent children from feeling rushed or disorganized in the morning. When a child walks into a classroom, a good teacher can tell by the look on his face what kind of morning he had and what kind of day it would be unless he or she intervenes. Simple things like, again, packing the backpack, laying out clothes, setting the alarm, and going to bed on time all set the tone for a good morning the next day, all focused on having a great day ahead. Remember that everything I've shared with you boils down to 3 general guidelines. Respect the teacher, be organized, and be involved. It is my sincere hope that this session on what middle school teachers really want their students' parents to know would help you and your child get off to a great school year. Our next and upcoming session will be on how to get your middle school child to consistently do his homework. Again, how to get your middle school child to consistently do his homework. Please check back later or take a moment and join our email list to be notified as to when this session will be available for viewing. Again, my name is Carl, and I wish you the best in all your efforts to best support your middle school child. Have a great middle school parenting day. See you at the next session.